everybody, welcome back to Unloaded with Grace Boatright. I'm your host, Grace Boatright. Today we're getting a little nostalgic, taking apart a baby Browning 25 ACP pocket pistol, also known as an FN 1906, also known as a VP 25. It has several names, actually, because that's what happens when you've been in production for literally over 100 years, as this little guy has. This is a striker-fired, single-action, blowback-operated, semi-auto little pocket pistol. And I do mean pocket pistol. Look, I can actually stick it right into my pocket. I mean, it's obvious that there's a gun in my pocket, but that's how small it is. It will literally fit into a pocket. And as was its, original intent when John Browning invented it in the early 1900s. It's a great little gun. Honestly, I won't lie, it's not that much fun to shoot. It's really kind of a better conversation piece than it is a firearm, only because it is so very, very small. But it does make for a great little backup gun if you do have a concealed carry permit and you want to keep it with you. And today we're gonna show you how to take it apart, clean it, and put it back together again. I'm excited about doing this one today, actually, because it's now February, and while I picked this particular one up from a student over the holidays, thanks Dorothy, I've since talked to several ladies who told me that they got it as a Valentine's Day present back in the day, and so I thought it might be a fun one to do here in the beginning of February. But really, the cleaning and maintaining of this gun is pretty simple. There's just a few little things you need to know. Of course, before we take apart any gun, the first thing we're going to do is make sure that we have a clear chamber, which we do. The first thing we're going to do in its disassembly is we're going to take out the magazine. This little magazine holds 6 25 ACP rounds. Gosh, it's just like the smallest magazine I've ever seen too, isn't it? It's just like probably like 2.5 inches long. That's just so hilarious. So the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to need to make sure that the hammer is down. And there's an easy way to know that right here. This little guy in the back here is called the cocking indicator. And what you really want is to have it flush with the frame, which it is not at the moment. So we're going to pull the trigger. Oh, sorry. I forgot, this actually will not fire without the mag. It also will not cock without the mag, which is sort of neat, sort of unique, I should say. And so now that it's flush with the frame, we can go ahead and remove the magazine. And now that the hammer is down, what you're going to do is you're going to lock it back. It has a safety lever that also doubles as the slide lock, like that. And then once the slide is locked back, just like so, you're going to turn the barrel counterclockwise, kind of towards you, and then go ahead, pull the slide back a little bit as you pull down on that lever, and the whole thing should just sort of come off nice and easy. From here you can take out the rod and recoil spring. That's about it for the frame. And then you're going to take the barrel out by turning it back again and just letting it slip on out of the slide. You don't necessarily have to take out the firing pin assembly here, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it to show you. Be careful as you pull on it. The spring just could come out of that striker right there, so you want to make sure that's still in there. And now we have it all broken down into its main pieces. Gosh, as you can tell, that's just like, look how short that barrel is. It's not even a full 2 inches. I mean, this is really, really the first original pocket gun. And really has a cool history to it when you kind of start to dive into things. John Browning did invent it for Colt first in the early 1900s, and then at some point FN, I don't know if they bought the patent or they just got the rights to use the design, but FN's really the one who ran with it and made it popular. So you're just going to take a cleaning cloth, put a little gun cleaner on it, and you're just going to get it in there, start breaking up all that old powder. This is definitely an occasion where using the brush to do so could be helpful. So you're just gonna take the brush, take the cleaning cloth, get into all those little nooks and crannies in there. It is a striker fired weapon, so you want to try to avoid getting too much into that little striker channel there. So I am gonna clean it out just a little bit with this Q-tip here. Do the same here with the frame. The recoil spring and the rod doesn't really get too dirty at all, but you do want to go ahead and just, wipe it down a little bit while we're in there already. Same thing with the firing pin assembly. It's not going to get too dirty. In fact, you don't even really have to take it out of there. But now we're going to give a little attention to the barrel, which we could almost just use with the Q-tip here, but I do have my rod all ready to go. And we're going to take it from, of course, chamber end to muzzle end. Go ahead and take that form up, get it on the rod, and we'll just do the same thing. All right, and that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna wipe down the outside of the barrel here a little bit. You have these things in the barrel called the barrel lugs, or I think I've also heard them called the locking ribs. You do want to go ahead and make sure those are nice and clean, because it's sort of a unique design that way. This is actually how the barrel is going to affix itself to the frame. You can sort of see in the frame there where they line up, and you kind of want to be conscious of that piece of it as you go to put the gun back together, which we are going to do now. I am going to take a little bit of lube. I'm not going to need a lot, but I'm just going to put a little bit on a Q-tip and run it over the rails. Really anywhere you're going to have that metal on metal contact. Maybe just a little bit on the frame there. All right, and that should do it. So from here, we're just going to start to put everything back together, which just means we're going to do everything in reverse. So let's go ahead and start by taking that rod and recoil spring, putting it back into the frame here. Now it's actually the flat end of the rod that you're gonna stick into the frame like so. So you've got this part of it that's going to stick out, because that's what's going to grab onto the slide. So you're just going to push it back in there. You can sort of kind of feel it lock back into place. And then that's it for the frame for now. Now we're going to put the firing pin assembly back in there. Don't worry about doing this wrong. You really couldn't put it in there wrong if you tried. It's got a little, I don't know what you call it, a little lip right there, and it's going to fall along that rail in there. And that's how you're going to stick it back in like so. You do want to kind of maybe take a Q-tip and make sure that the actual striker gets back into that channel nice and tight, because you don't want any light striker hits. That wouldn't be good. And now we're going to put the barrel back, and there is some finesse to doing this. Again, you really couldn't do it wrong if you tried, but you can see the way it's sort of shaped. It's not a perfect circle. It's got that little thing on top, and you're going to go ahead and line that up like so with the end of the slide. Push it back, except you don't want to push it back all the way. You can kind of see it in the slide. There's a little groove where those lugs are going to be before you lock them back into those corresponding lugs in the frame. So you're just going to put it in like so, and then turn the barrel. That would be also counterclockwise, sort of away from you. And so then it's sort of flush with the inside of the slide. And as you go to put it back together, you want to make sure that that cocking indicator fits into that little hole there on the back of the frame. And so you're going to set it down like so. You're going to make sure that those line up, which they do. Nice. And then you're going to pull the slide back, and you're going to lock it back, just like so. And then you're going to turn the barrel again so that it fits. It's sort of hard to see, but you can actually kind of feel it lock back into place, back into those lugs, because now they kind of meet up like this. So they're nice and tight. barrel's nice and smooth, nice and flush there. And now we're gonna just drop that safety lever and let it back again. All right, cool. Now we're not actually gonna know if we did it correctly until we get the magazine back in there, because like I said, not only will it not fire without the magazine, it actually won't even cock without the magazine, which is sort of unique. So you're gonna put the mag back in there. We're gonna cock it back, take it off of the safety, of course. Cock it back, let it forward, and now as you can see, that that cocking indicator is sticking out. And let's see if we did it. All right, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Got the little baby Browning all put together again. We're ready to stick it back in our pocket and go about our day. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Grace Boatright. For more cool videos, please visit FullMagNews.com. If you'd like to reach me, I can be found at GraceBoatright7 on Twitter. You guys have a great week. We'll see you then. Bye.